Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Dale here. This is Nerd in the Huddle. We're going to be going over some of the World Cup scores. Also, I'll be giving my predictions, and we will discuss World Cup. First off, because we've had some high scoring games in the past few matches. So we'll start with the highest scoring game, and that is, of course, Germany versus Curacao, which ended 7-1. 7-1. I I predicted it would be 4-1, but fair play to Germany. The reason why I went 4-1 is I thought they would win this match comfortably, but then because of the circumstances, I actually thought that they would take their foot off the pedal, but instead of taking their foot off the pedal, they just go for it. So, we had a goal from a youngster who actually has English ties, but he has made his allegiance to Germany. It's Nemecha. He looked a good player. He looked a fantastic player, an exciting player. He looked like he can be a good player. Germany have always done well with producing young players. Second, we actually had an equaliser, Curacao. So, Common Esia, Levano Comencia. So, Curacao scored an equaliser, but then between 10 to 20 minutes later, Nico Schottelbach scored. So that made it 2-1. Header, as he does. I've always liked him. I liked him at Borussia Dortmund. I did. I thought he was a really good player. Is he? He is at Bayer Leverkusen now, ain't he? Let me just double check that. I'm sure he's at. Oh no, he's still at Borussia Dortmund. He's still at Borussia Dortmund. My mistake. So after that goal, Yamal Musiala scored. I mean, he's just is Yamal Musiala. He's such a good player. I think he is such a fantastic player. Then a penalty. No, it was actually the other way round. The Yamal Musiala goal came after the Kai Havertz penalty. Put away tidily. And then straight after halftime, that was when Jamal Musiala scored. And then Nathaniel Brown scored. Then we had Dennis Undav. And then finally another goal from Kai Havertz on the 88th minute. And that concluded the goals in a 7-1 victory for Germany. So they'll be going home happy. Versus a good game for Germany. Then we had Netherlands, Japan. What can I say? It was, for me, it was a very good performance by Japan, and I do think they deserved at least a point from that game. First goal, though, was, for me, it was poor defending by Japan. The first goal for Netherlands, Van Dijk header. He seemed to have quite a lot of room for me, which, yeah, you can't give Van Dijk too much room. You give Van Dijk room in a corner, then you're in a lot of danger. So, but still, it was a good header. But I think the defending was poor in that instant. Now, the first Japan goal, which came next, really good strike. Slight touch on Van de Ven. I think if he doesn't touch that, it might go down as offside, because I think it would have touched the Japan player slightly instead of the Netherlands player Van de Ven. But it was a really well-deserved goal. Like I said, Japan have been playing quite well up to that point. Netherlands' second goal. Here's the thing. Who scored the second goal? I very much like this player, and I've liked this player for a while. Starting at Leeds, then going to West Ham, and that's Somerville, that is. I think he's a good player. I do think he's a good player. Thinking about it now, if Netherlands are to do well, I think they're going to need Somerville to do well in this tournament. I know he started off correctly, but I feel he might be important to them. The second goal by Japan, it was a header by the substitute Shogoa, and he heads it, and it takes a nick off Kamada. So Kamada will get the goal. We'll get the plaudits, but it has to go to Shogoa for me. But yes, it would be a Kamada goal because it came off him last. Now, so I think 2-2, pretty even score for a pretty even game. I think Japan well deserved a point at least out of that. But that's not to say Netherlands played bad either. They played as good as each other. Ivory Coast, Ecuador. Now, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, which was 1-0 Ivory Coast. It was 1-0 Ivory Coast against Ecuador. Sounds like it's a boring game, but Ecuador hit the crossbar twice. Ivory Coast hit the crossbar. And Diomande, I felt, played really well for Ivory Coast. For me, I think he did really well. It's hard to say one team deserved to win over the other. I think it was a game of two halves. Ecuador probably had the first half. Ivory Coast had the second half in terms of chances created. I definitely feel in the first half that Minder absolutely should have scored in that second time they hit the crossbar. Yeah, there was some where felt just needed a bit more clinicalism in that game. If there was, there would have been more goals in that game. But Ahmad capitalised on it with 88th minute or 90th minute. On the 90th minute to win the game. So snatched there at the last. But yeah. It was kind of one of those games. Another high scoring game. We got now another high scoring game, and that is Sweden versus Tunisia. And this finished Sweden 5, Tunisia 1. And in this game, particularly by one player, I felt there was a couple of worldies. Really, really impressed by this player. And one of those is the first goal is Yasin Ayari. Although the goalkeeper spilled it to a certain extent to Gyökeres, he managed to get back a bit when Gyökeres was cleared off the line. There was still two defenders on the line, a goalkeeper there, and he just, from outside the box, it just swung into the net. It was absolutely brilliant goal. Brilliant goal. Yeah. Still had lots of players to get past. Goal 2. Isak's goal. I think it looks good. The issue I have with it is, for me, the keeper should have got that. He should have got his hands on that. He did get his hands on it, but he had to have stronger hands. He had to save that. For me, I felt the goalkeeper is probably going to be looking back at that and feel really disappointed about that one. Tunisia goal one, good cross by Hannibal, and a decent header by Rekik. Good goal. Not exquisite, but good goal. Good goal, yeah. Goal 3, which was Gyökeres. Poor defending by Tunisia, giving the ball away so easy to Isak. And then Isak, an easy pass to Gyökeres, and he was left with a one-on-one with the keeper and he put it away easily enough. So, good goal, Gyökeres, but really poor defending again. Goal 4 for Sweden. Svanberg scored it. And what I like about this goal was he was literally on the pitch for seconds. He wasn't on the pitch very long at all, and I mean he was less than a minute. Less than a minute. I don't know how many seconds exactly, but it was literally cross came in, hit the ball in. But yeah, it was well. This I must mention as well. It was originally disallowed for offside, but then it was rightly overruled and given as a goal because he was way onside. He was yeah, definitely for me. Sweden goal 5, the final goal of the game. You had another goal from Yasin Ayari. Another absolute worldie. Outside the box again. Originally poor defending, yes. But as soon as he got the ball, absolute worldie. Side of the net. Fantastic. Far right corner. Absolutely fantastic play. And well deserved the goal. Well deserved the win, I should say. Now, today, BST, which is British Standard Time, you got 3 games, and then another game I will predict is one which will be 2 a.m. BST, which will be Iran New Zealand. But along with the Iran New Zealand, I'm also doing Spain Cabo Verde, Belgium Egypt, and Saudi Arabia Uruguay. These will be playing at 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m., and then tomorrow's will be 2 a.m. Now, Spain Cabo Verde. I'm expecting goals in this game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm expecting goals. We've already had lots of goals already so far the past day of football. So I'm gonna go 5-0. I'm gonna go 5-0 there to Spain. Belgium, Egypt. I find this one very, very, very hard to predict. Egypt are going to need Salah to play well. They're going to need Salah to have a good World Cup for me. I think he'll do. I think he'll do well. He's a good player. He's had a tough season with Liverpool, but I think he could end up having a good World Cup. Saudi Arabia. Oh, let's Belgium Egypt score line. Oh, it's tough. It's one that really could go either way for me. I will go. Uh, okay, okay. 2-1 Belgium. 2-1 Belgium. That's where I'll go. Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. I'll go 2-0 Uruguay. Iran, New Zealand. That's another tough one to predict. They're all tough to predict, but you could kind of get a sense with a lot of them. But I mean, who would be the favourite? And yeah, Iran, New Zealand. I'll go 2-2. I'll go 2-2 there. Yeah, those are my predictions. So, very, very interesting few games. Got 3 games today to watch now. So, I will be very occupied with that. Um, so, yeah. Thank you for joining as always. And don't forget, subscribe, follow, like, But it's absolutely fantastic having you on here. And oh, yeah, enjoy the World Cup, everyone. All right, take care.